Hi everyone, it's me, and today let's pop a stomach together with food. Let's go. Curry.
I'll have what he's having.
I wouldn't recommend it, sir. Your stomach might explode.
Whoa, stomachs can explode?
Well, burst, but yeah.
How much food would I need in order to do that?
I don't know.
Don't.
Maybe you should make a food theory about it.
One step ahead of you, my man.
Please don't do it. It's litter is deadly. It's just deadly. Litter is not healthy. Don't do it. Thank you.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory.
Hello Internet, welcome to Food Theory. Hello. Stay healthy. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The show that's bursting with information. Theorists, over the past year, this channel has given me the opportunity to try lots of different foods, some more enjoyable than others. I've also found myself eating huge quantities of food. By the end of the Diet Soda Tournament episode, for instance, Steph and I felt like we were ready to explode, which got me
Not healthy. Listen to that.
wondering, could we? Like, is it possible to eat or drink so much that the human stomach actually bursts? And I'm not alone in wondering this either. For months, the Food Theory channel's been inundated with comments asking if overeating can pop a human stomach. And the short answer to that question is, yeah. It's not very common, but stomachs have been known to rupture as a result of overeating. Why is it so uncommon? Well, contrary to what you may have seen on, say, Mythbusters' very first episode when they attempted to blow up the stomach of a deceased pig using cola and Pop Rocks, bodies of living organisms have a bunch of ways to prevent that level of overeating and stomach pressure. So let's pretend for a moment that some total weirdo out there wants to eat enough to make his stomach burst. Let's call him, I don't know, Clive with a K. My apologies to anyone out there named Clive with
Sorry.
a K. Anyway, if
My
Clive wants to
apologies.
eat
I'm
so much
sorry.
food that his stomach bursts, he's gonna be in for quite the battle. Not only against his own stomach, but also against his own brain. So get ready to fill up on some food facts, friends, because when it comes to stomach capacity, all food is food for thought.
Yes, literally food for thought. Let's learn something new. Thank you so much for educating
So
us.
let's start off with what we do know about the rare situations in which a person's stomach ruptures as a result of overeating.
Kaboom!
Case reports have found that these types of ruptures often occur when people eat about 5 liters of food. If that sounds like a ridiculous amount to consume, well, yeah, you're absolutely right. In fact, it's more than 3 times as much food as you or I have likely ever had inside our own stomachs at one time in our entire lives. See, typical stomachs will stretch to hold approximately 1.5 liters comfortably. However, going past that point gets really uncomfortable really quickly, thanks to satiety signals that get sent to the brain as our stomachs stretch and ultimately result in us feeling full. And this is why overeating to the point of rupturing your stomach is so rare. Usually when a person feels like they're so full they can't possibly take another bite, well, they can't take another bite. At least not without vomiting. And yet somehow a small percentage of people are able to push through that feeling of being full and continue to eat without puking it all up. Typically,
Why?
these people
How?
fall into one of two camps. A, they suffer from some type of neurological disorder that suppresses the urge, or B,
Oh.
they've trained very, very hard to intentionally suppress those urges.
Wow.
That's right, friends, we're talking about the crazy world of competitive eaters, like the world record holder Joey Chestnut, 13-time champion of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, who is regularly able to consume an estimated 4.5 liters of food and water or more. So what does this mean for our idiotic star of today's episode, Clive? Well, as someone who actively wants to pop his own stomach, there's a lot he can learn from professionals like Joey Chestnut, both in terms of what to do and what not to do. What he'll want to borrow are the training methods that professional eaters use to push through the brain's satiety signals. So first things first, Clive is probably going to want to fast for up to 3 days prior to his stomach popping attempt. This gets his appetite ravenously high, just like the pros do. Clive would also be wise to train himself to suppress his gag reflex. Vomiting, after all, would reduce the amount of material in Clive's stomach and lower the pressure of his stomach lining, the exact opposite of what we're looking to accomplish. How exactly did the pros train themselves to do this? As competitive eater Yasser Salem explains, quote, "A lot of the suppression training has to do with brushing my tongue really far back every morning and night. It's part of my daily routine." Yay! Being a competitive eater sounds so good. However,
Yeah, okay, that sounds... I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for
Clive
you.
isn't going to want to borrow every aspect of the competitive eater's training regimen. Competitive eaters focus a lot of their training on stretching their stomachs by, say, drinking a full gallon of water very quickly. For Clive, however, this is counterproductive. Ripping his stomach is the name of the game, so he's going to want his stomach as small and brittle as possible. And speaking of small stomachs, our stomachs can get very, very small. When completely empty and at rest, our stomachs shrink down to only hold about 2.5 ounces. That is 0.074 liters. As our body prepares to eat and digest food, it goes through what's called cephalic phase responses. These responses result in a variety of changes to our body, increasing stomach size and also increasing the production of digestive fluids. And here's the craziest part, friends. These responses don't wait for the food to actually hit our stomachs. They begin the moment that we even start thinking about food. So if Clive wants to take advantage of his stomach when it's at its absolute smallest, he's gonna want to surprise himself and his stomach with an impromptu food binge. Kind of like how I surprised myself with an impromptu Taco Bell 4th meal last night, and now I'm regretting that tremendously. So now Clive, whose terrible decisions have led him to this moment when he's attempting to intentionally pop his own stomach, has just one final bad decision to make. What food should he pile onto his extra large plate? And he will need a massive plate. In terms of everyday foods, 5 liters works out to be 182 ounces of steak, 143 chicken nuggets, or a spaghetti noodle that is 1.7 kilometers long. But of all the foods available to him in the world, which will provide Clive the absolute best chance to rupture his stomach? Well, he should probably look into foods that digest very, very slowly. The slower a food digests, the slower it's going to exit the stomach, and the easier it's going to be for Clive to build that food up inside his stomach to the point that it pops. What are the slowest digesting foods out there, you ask? Meat and fish, which can take up to 2 days to digest completely. So I'm going to recommend the fish with the bones left in. That's because fish bones, when swallowed, often puncture the organs around our GI tract, and that includes the stomach. Again, and I cannot stress this enough, do not be like Clive, friends.
Do not do that. That is just extremely dangerous and unhealthy. Could be super deadly. It could kill you.
Swallowing fish bones is not safe, and Clive is well aware of this. He just doesn't care because he's an idiot. Anyway, if Clive can manage to puncture his stomach wall with a fish bone, that's only going to make it that much easier for the stomach wall to rupture completely from all the added food pressure. Now, some of you might be wondering, what about foods that release gas inside the stomach? It could be a pretty effective way to build up the pressure inside Clive's stomach immediately, right? Blow the whole thing up like a balloon. After all, Mythbusters successfully popped a pig's stomach, which, as they explain in the episode, is quite similar to a human stomach, using the carbon dioxide released from baking soda. So, would gas be a more effective way to pop Clive's stomach than using solid food and liquid? Well, the answer to that is yes. If and only if Clive has done his training and is able to suppress the urge to burp. And mind you, that is a big if. Think about it this way. Competitive eaters train extensively to prevent the contents of their stomach from escaping back up to the esophagus. For the most part, they're able to keep solids and liquids down no matter the circumstance. But as for gases, those naturally escape as part of the eating process. So if Clive wants to use expanding gases to help him in his quest, he absolutely can. But he should do it right at the end of his meal, as he feels fit to burst, because that'll provide a final push as his stomach is already at capacity, pushing him well past the point of satiety as chemical reactions happen in his gut, whether he wants them to continue or not. That train has left the station, friend. So with all of this in mind, I'm gonna
RIPCC.
suggests Clive take a two-pronged approach to his meal selection. He should focus on eating fish with bones included first. He should then follow it up with a couple spoonfuls of baking soda, just like Mary Poppins always recommended. Wait, did Mary Poppins not say that a spoonful of baking soda helps the stomach rupture?
Cheeky.
And then wash the whole thing down with a nice tall glass of vinegar. A chemical reaction will occur that ultimately releases carbon dioxide gas. If he's able to keep that gas down, Clive's stomach should rupture just like the Mythbusters pig stomach did. However, in the likely event that some belches occur and that gas pressure gets relieved, roughly 5 liters of fish and fish bones will be his best bet at achieving his incredibly stupid, dumb, stupid goal, while also answering Theorist Nation's incredibly stellar question. But hey, that's just
Your stomach after eating Taco Bell's. Nuclear explosion. No, that's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny.
a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. Theorists, if you enjoyed today's episode, I highly recommend that you check out out the grocery store thumbnail on your screen. Yep, food theory went and answered the age-old question, how long could you survive in a locked supermarket using only the food that's in there? Okay, so maybe it's not exactly an age-old question, but a theorist posed the question to us in the comments, and we went all out to figure out the answer. By the way, if you have any episode ideas that you think would be great for food theory to tackle, always feel free to toss those in the comments. I am eager to hear what you theorists are hungry to watch. And again, do not be like Clive. Do not attempt to eat so much food that your stomach ruptures, okay? Instead, why don't you watch so many food theory episodes that your brain explodes? That's a way more productive use of your time and effort. Anyway, punch that subscribe button harder than you want to punch Clive in the face, and I'll see you next time. Just a spoonful of baking soda helps the stomach pop, the stomach pop.
Yep, that is not healthy. Please don't do that. Please be safe. Please be safe. Think about it. It's just not good for your health. Alright. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you find this video very educational and just a bit weird. No, very strange. Doctor Strange. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and comment down below. If you have any questions about us, don't forget to follow my channel. And sincerely appreciate all the support and passion for my work. Thank you so much for advice and hope to see you in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory! Bon appetit. Thank you. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye bye. Thank you so much. Subscribe. Thank you.